Hey everyone, hi. My name is C. S. Shiva Murarka and this is a very unique video. Well, this is unique in each and every sense. If you'll see the name of the channel, it is CFA in making. But right now I'm starting with teaching Python. Actually, learning Python together. So yes, this is a kind of a vlog, unique vlog, where you will see me learning it all by myself, and as the same way I'll reflect it to you so that you can also learn by yourself. So this is a video where I'll help you to learn Python all by yourself, and I will learn together in this journey. So yes, welcome to my world. So guys, I've already mentioned in my previous video that what I'm going to use to learn Python. I'm going to learn it completely free, and that too from the free resources we have available on the internet. I am going to reside very heavily, I'm going to depend very heavily on a site called py4e.com, which is Python for everybody, and there we have a book which is freely available for everyone. So that book we are going to follow religiously, and then if needed we are also going to see the videos which is available over there. So with the help of that book and the exercises given in that book, we are going to practically do it and perform it and learn the Python all by ourselves. According to my rough knowledge, there are 20 chapters by which this book is divided in. So every 5 chapter when you complete, you actually reach a level where you can certify yourself with a level 1 Python, level 2 Python, level 3 Python, right? So with this, we are going to start the Python. First aim is to complete the 5 chapters, then the next 5 and the next 5. I'm sure by the time we are going to complete this 15 or 20 chapters, we are going to excel at the work. And what is the aim to learn Python? The aim is to learn Python, help our daily work which we do in office, so that we can save some time there, and then we can invest that time which we have saved into something creative. For me, it will be learning CFA. So yes, I'll also help learning you CFA and will explain the beautiful concepts of CFA in a very simple language. The same way I'm trying to do this in Python. But the difference between CFA and Python is that Python is completely new for me, and I have zero knowledge of coding. So yes, how to start from the scratch and win this is the aim of this series of vlogs. So all the classes which I'm going to shoot and produce in front of you will be synchronized in a playlist called Python classes. There I'm going to upload each and everything, and then classes by classes, and then you can follow that classes playlist one by one to be in a sync from zero to hero in Python. So बहुत तारीफ हो गई. Let's start this. So guys, as I told you that we are going to start with the site called py4e.com. So here you can see that site py4e.com. This is Python for everybody. If you will see here, the book which I was talking about, which we are going to be based on, which we are going to means that we are going to rely on, is here. Book. And you see, there's a Kindle edition, PDF edition, many edition of this where you can download it, right? And it is freely available, and it's an open source book. That means its license is open. You can also amend this book as per your desire, and you can use that book to teach anyone else also. Okay, so how we are going to start? We are going to start by following this page, Python for everybody. Here you see that the first chapter is installing Python. I have a video of installing Python and the text editor. So basically you need 2 basic things to start Python with. One is the Python software, which is very easy to install, which you can follow this installing Python, and of course you can install it. And second thing you need to this download is the text editor, right? So how to download the text editor? I have just uploaded a video before this video where you can go and download the software text editor for free. Second thing, my classes will be in 2 ways, meant for both MacBook also as well as Windows also, because I use both. I cannot just completely rely on Mac, as well as I cannot just completely rely on Windows. So in my daily life I use both of these things, so I have to be ready to program this Python in both of the computers. That's why I am going to always teach you for both of the computers, that is Windows as well as Mac, and there is not much difference, so we can easily carry on those things. Okay, now after installing Python as the first lesson, we have a why program, that is second lesson, and then we'll go to the third chapter and fourth chapter, like that. Here you can see we have 17 chapters in altogether. Okay, so guys, what we are going to do is that we are going to learn this Python in a different technique altogether. The technique is to communicate with the system. We will understand that how the system is actually talking with the Python and doing the things. Why the Python is being used and what is the purpose of Python. Let's understand this first. And that is why. Why Python? Right. So let's understand why Python. See, you are a man and you want to communicate with a computer. Okay. And you are talking to computer, talk. Is computer understanding anything? No, computer is not at all understanding anything. So what is the purpose? How the computer will understand? Computer understand only one thing: 0 volt, high volt. That means 0 and 1, low volt, and 1 is high volt. Computer only understand this language: low volt, high volt, low volt, high volt, right? So now what you say and to convert it mechanically to low volt, high volt is a very difficult thing, right? So for that a language was created called C. And there are such other languages also which do the same thing, which when you type something in C, actually this changes things into the 0 1 0 1 ultimately, that is low and high voltage, right? So the purpose of this language is to change what you say into the machine language, which is 0 1 0 1 0 1, right? So of course writing in C was also a difficult task because there were some set standard of rules, and for every small thing you need to do write a big language. Though the C and C+ is very popular, very popular and very powerful language. Now after the C comes Python. So you see, Python is not a base language, it is actually made out of C and some other languages, right? So this is the first level language I would say, and this is second level language I would say. So writing codes in Python is quite easy. So this person now talks to Python, which is almost English. Then Python converts this into C, and then C or C+. I'm not technically correct, but I just want to give you an overview or feel that how it's working. And then this C is changing into low and high volt, and now computer is understanding very happily that what is happening, and it does things for you. Phew, that's done. So that is the purpose, and that is how the logic is working behind the language which you are going to write and learn. So the purpose is very simple. The purpose is to tell your own things to the computer so that computer can do that, right? That is the only purpose of learning Python. Now we got it, that why Python. The second question is how. How we are going to learn Python, right? As I told you, to learn Python we are going to follow two things: the free book available, and then do the practicals. Free book available where? The free book available and the practicals, of course the questions are there. Everything is available on the site called www.py4e.com. okay, so from there we are going to get this all the resources, freely available resources from the amazing professor, and then learn it by our own self. Okay, now what next? Next we need to start with the book. I recommend you to read the first chapter of the book, and also you can read the second chapter of the book. I'm sure you won't understand much, you will feel that this is not the programming which you are learning, but believe me, that is programming. One thing is very important to learn program. When you learn coding, and if you don't give emphasis on the basic things, you are going to stuck at the advanced level. Then you are going to find it very difficult, and believe me, it will be impossible for you to be an average coder in fact. So the key to crack the coding is to learn the basics very well. So we are going to concentrate on basics really carefully, so that we grab the basics in our blood, something like that, and then I'm very sure that we'll be able to ace the advanced level very easily. So how are we going to learn the basics? So read chapter 1 and chapter 2 beforehand from the book, and I'm going to discuss now some few topics of Python. Let's begin. Here you see, if you will see here, when you talk to a person, what is the first thing a person learns when it learns a language? Right? The first thing we get an image of when you try to learn a language. Let's say we are talking about English here. So we learn English. In English we learn A, B, C, D, right? That is the first form of words and letters, I would say. The second thing is 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the numbers. So we have A, B, C, D, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Correct. Similarly, now when we talk about numbers, we have 1.15, 1.16. That means we have decimal numbers also. So I'm not going to maths now. For Python, it's quite simple. When you talk to a person, you tell a person, when you talk to a person, you tell a person something, right? So let's assume that a Python is a person, and here's a plate. Here's something which you are going to keep in the plate of Python, and Python will process it. So what will you do? You put a value on the plate of a Python. Once you put a value on the plate of Python, that value can be of only of three types. One is a string, one is integer, and one is float. What is that? String, that means any A, B, C, D, E, F, Z, H, I text which you put on the plate of Python, and Python will process that data. That text is actually called a string in the language of Python. Second thing, integer, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 is integer. So when you put something on the plate of Python, a number like say 1, 2, 3, 4, 500, 50, 60, 100, 90, that is all the numbers. So it understands as an integer. And if there is some decimal point like 45.5, 50.5, 100.5, all the 0.5 which is between the two numbers, right, integer, that's called float. So there are only three type of things which you can keep on the plate of Python. One is string, second is integer, and third is float, right? Remember this thing. So anything which you are going to put on the plate of the Python, that can be of only three types: string, integer, and float, right? Now, how the Python understand the thing which you are keeping on the plate of the Python here in this plate, which is going to process here? How the Python will understand that whether it's a string, it's an integer, or float? So there is a way of teaching Python that's a string. Whenever you put something as a text, you put it under inverted commas. That the Python will understand by itself that it is string. Okay. Fasten your seat belt. We are going to start with the basics in the next video. I'm sure you are going to enjoy this. Be ready with the laptop which you have by installing Python text editor with the help of my previous video. We go through the first chapter and second chapter of the book, which is quite 5 or 10 pages only, and then be with me. I'm going to explain you those concepts beautifully, and you will enjoy the lesson and you will enjoy the journey of this Python. See you in the next video very soon. And please subscribe, like, and share with all those who really need this technology and power, so that they can balance their life and get some time out of this busy life and invest that into learning new things and growing in their life. They need this growth, so please help me sharing this channel and this class with this beautiful motive with your friends. Bye. I don't know what I'm speaking, but bye. See you in the next video.